I'm sure, yes, it did. I mean, it depends on each country and each city and so on, depending on the logistics that are available. But most now, like the rest of us in all kinds of life, have migrated online. So donations are being channeled through all kinds of charitable causes online. As you know, zakat has two dimensions to it. There is the zakat for the Eid, which was all pretty much donated last week. And there is the annual zakah on the total wealth of the individual. Both of these are not considered charities. They are considered an obligation under the Islamic law. And they are considered to be a right for the poor in the wealth of other individuals.
And unfortunately, we have seen a lot of reports of some families really struggling to even feed their families, feed themselves, because of what's been happening with COVID-19 and the domino effect that it's had on the economy. How have the community, as well as charities or other organizations, really tried to help in that?
Well, again, some societies are a little bit more savvy, more sophisticated. So you have donations like you have here, where food is being delivered to various families, left in front of their doors and so on. There are, soup kitchens and mosques that have, even though the mosques for prayers are closed, but they allow for pickup of food, free food, and so on. So it's a mixed bag. In many ways, of course, the lavish dinners that are thrown throughout the Islamic world in mosques and even street corners throughout the month of Ramadan have decreased enormously. But other ways, people are finding other ways to get their charities and their zakats out.
And usually when I've been looking online, a lot of my friends' social media feeds, all the amazing food and the delicacies, we know that this is usually a month where you see a lot of halal certified foods, the exports really going through the roof and selling wonderfully. This year has been different, though. What are some ways that they've been adapting?
Well, yeah, as I said, it's really more or less like what we have here. It's really depends on each country. Some countries have very equitable and very sophisticated food supply systems and chains. Supermarkets are open, throughout the Middle East. You have even some of the big chains like Carrefour and others are all available. Most are also deliveries, like here you have all kinds of both existing and new, of course, ventures with young and entrepreneurships to provide these kind of home deliveries and home cooked foods. And of course, people are sitting at home, so they are becoming more creative in their cooking styles. They are going into access, because there's nothing else to do, I guess. So people are like us, here in the States, we're cooking and eating more than we do usual. The trick is among the poor, who used to rely more and more on mosques and charitable organizations to do so. That's where the logistics are the problem, not the middle class or upper classes.
Now, we know that the pandemic has also transformed how Muslims celebrate Eid. I mean, pre-COVID, every night is supposed to be, a gathering time for families, everyone spending time together. How has that changed the celebration itself?
A lot. I mean, even in Ramadan, as you know, there are the evening prayers, which are extra sort of set of prayers that are performed in the evenings after iftar and after dinner and all of that. And people used to go to the mosques in large groups to do that. This year has seen even that migrate online. So you had a lot of people praying in their homes, in their sitting rooms and so on, and following the imams on television instead of being physically there. Some mosques yesterday and throughout the Islamic world have also observed 6 feet distance. Muslims used to stand as close to each other as possible for prayer as a symbolic act of unity. And now you have a space between each individual praying that are enforced by the various mosques. So there are a lot of ways. Yesterday was a difficult time for a lot of families, as you know, throughout the Islamic world, both in the Middle East, Africa, and Asia, culturally, families are very close and they congregate together during the Eid. So yesterday was a particularly difficult thing, and as many, I could tell you, even my own family, a lot of it migrated online through Zoom and other technologies, in which we greeted each other and our parents and so on by video.